Hey y'all, thanks so much for joining me. My name's Jennifer with True to You Yoga, and today's flow we're going to focus more on our hamstrings and our glutes, kind of where our glute and hamstring meets to give that booty a lift. Let's go ahead and start in child's pose. Your knees are about as wide as your mat, your big toes are touching. Lower your torso down towards the floor in between your legs. Make as much room as you need to for them. Your bottoms back towards your heels. If you need to put a pillow underneath of your bottom, that's fine. Or you can always put something under your chest or under your head. Your arms are bent, so your elbows are kind of towards the edges of your mat. Your index finger and thumb are touching, so you've got some triangle, diamond shapes going on. And just go ahead and sink into the pose, relaxing everything down, sinking into your mat. A big inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth, HA. One more like that. Inhale through your nose. Fill up your torso. Exhale out your mouth, HA. And then just slowly start to bring your breath under control, lengthening your inhales and your exhales, in and out your nose. You can do a pause at the top and a pause at the bottom. Every inhale, feel your low back expand, your belly, your ribs. With every exhale, feel it all just relax. Give it a little squeeze at the bottom of that exhale to get out any other air. Inhale the light. Exhale any worries you've got going on right now. And that last little squeeze to get the rest out. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. On your next inhale, let's rock forward into tabletop, hands and knees. So your wrists are underneath of your shoulders, your knees are underneath of your hips, your belly button is pulled up towards your spine, your neck is long so your gaze is down at the mat. You're gripping the floor with those fingers to help lift your weight out of your wrists. Inhale, let's drop our belly down towards your mat, putting a nice little arch in your back, in your upper back, bringing those shoulder blades together like you're trying to pinch a pencil. Exhale, push away from the floor, push through your hands, trying to separate your shoulder blades as much as you can. Your tailbone's dropping towards the floor and the top of your head towards the floor. Inhale, cow, giving that little arch, shining your chest forward through your shoulders. Exhale, cat, rounding your back, pushing away from the floor, and back to table. Take your right leg, we're going to extend it behind us long. So your toes are on the mat to start with. Check your right hip. We want that hip in line, so then I could rest a cup of water on your tailbone area and it's not gonna spill, okay? We can't be spilling our drinks. Throughout any of these exercises that we're doing right now, we want to try to keep that. You can reach back there and fill it real quick before we get started. This is going to help engage your glutes a little more. Your next inhale, lift your right leg up, bringing that heel up towards, the ceiling. We want it in a long line if possible, from the top of our head to the heel of our right foot. Keep that engagement, holding that pose, holding that leg out there. Feel some fire burn. Exhale, bend your knee, bringing your heel towards your booty, and then straighten that leg back out. So we're doing some curls. Nice, and think about like really squeezing that hamstring as you do these. One more time, really squeeze, 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 squeeze that hamstring. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it tight. Take your foot so then it is, if it was the floor, like the ceiling's your floor, and we're going to pulse up and down with that foot. Engage that glute. One more pulse, find stillness, straighten that leg long behind you, and then drop your knee back down to the mat. Okay, sit back real quick in a child's pose. Give a little wiggle. And inhale back up to tabletop. We're going to do it on the other side now. So reach that leg long behind you. Your left foot, toes are on the ground. Before we start, check your hips. Reach back there with your right hand. Make sure I can balance a cup of water on your sacrum area. Engage those abs. Inhale and engage your glutes and your hamstring to lift your left leg up. Keep that foot flexed. Belly button's pulled up. Long line from your top of your head to your left heel. Feel that fire burning. Exhale, let's bring that heel towards your bum. Bend in your knee, giving it a good squeeze. Extend, nice and long and straight. Exhale, bend again. Really contract that hamstring. Really think about it, curling it in. One more time. Curl that in. Curl, curl, curl. And then we're going to have that knee at a 90. So like we are going to pulse up like we're trying to touch the ceiling. Foot flat on the ceiling like it's the floor. Really feel that in your booty. One more time. Straighten your leg long and bring that left knee back down to the floor. Push back in your child's pose. Wiggle side to side a little. Inhale to tabletop. Tuck those toes. Push your hips up towards where the wall and ceiling meet behind you. Fingers are gripping the floor. Your palms are sucking up that mat. So the weight is lifting up out of your wrists. Your shoulder blades are locked into place by rotating your arms and your elbow folds. The eye of that elbow is pointing more towards the front of your mat. Neck is long. Spine is long. Belly is pulled up. Your abs are engaged. You're squeezing those inner thighs together. There's a block there. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhale, lift that right foot up off the floor. As high as you can take it. Exhale, step, carry, whatever you need to do to get to the front of your mat. So you are in a low runner's lunge. Your right big toe, little toe, and heel are really pushing down into the floor. You've got weight distributed onto your hands as well. Use those to help steady you. If you need to put some blocks here, feel free, like so. That is fine. It helps to bring the floor up towards you a little bit. Take your left leg. We're just going to shift our weight forward some and start to lift our left leg up. And you can bring it back down, toes on the ground. Just some little pulses here up towards a warrior 3, but we're not holding it right now. We're just pulsing that leg up and down. So you should be feeling it in both legs. Your right standing leg is doing a hell of a lot of work holding it there. Your left glute, go ahead and hold that leg out like a warrior 3 now, nice and straight, parallel to the floor, is working by holding your leg up. If your leg is straight, there's more resistance because of the length of the lever than if it was bent. If being long is too much, bend that knee. Exhale, let's bring the left foot down so you're in a forward fold. Shake out your feet some, your legs, give it a little wiggle jiggle, release some of those muscles. Inhale, let's sweep our arms up overhead. You can take those blocks with you if you've got them. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, a nice long spine. You can push into your blocks, the floor, or your shins, and give a little pinch with your shoulder blades. Exhale, forward fold. Take your left foot, step it back. So you're in that low lunge again. Take your right foot, step it back. So you are in plank. In this position, try to take your right foot and lift it up off the ground. And then back down, toes to the ground. If you would like, you can bend your knees for this and be in a knee plank. We're going to lift our right foot or our knee up off the ground and back down to the floor. One more time, up and down. If you're in your knee plank, toes back on the floor, and we're going to push back into your down dog again. Bottom high to the sky. Rotate those shoulders. Nice long spine, belly buttons in. Inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Feel that glute engage. Exhale, step, carry, whatever you need to do to get that left foot forward, placing it between your hands. Again, you can use the blocks if you'd like. Root down with your left big toe, little toe, and your heel. Start to shift your weight forward into that left foot, lifting your right foot off the ground some. And lower it back down. Just like we did those pulses on our hands and knees and our tabletop, we're doing the same thing here. This time, let's hold it up there. Hold it, hold it, hold it. If you need to bend that knee, go ahead. Both hamstrings and glutes are working. Release down for your forward fold. Your feet are 11s. So they are both on the floor parallel to each other. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead, standing nice and tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. And take your left foot. We'll start with your left foot. Reach it long behind us. Into a high lunge. Your hands can stay here at your heart center for first. Find your balance in this lunge, in this position. You're lifting up out of your hips, so nice tall spine. Sink down as much as you can. And then we're going to give a few pulses. You can keep your back leg straight for now and really push through that right heel to help lift you up. And by pushing through that right heel more, you're going to feel it in your hamstring and your glute. One more pulse. Sink. And step that left foot back forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand back up, arms reach high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take your right foot now and step it back for your high lunge. Sink into it as much as you can. Keeping your hips, pretty much squared off to the front of your mat. Doesn't have to be perfect. Once you find that position, push into that left heel and do some pulses. You can just keep that back leg straight. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Nice little pulses. Pushing, feeling that in your hamstring and glute. More pulse. Sink into it. And then step that right foot forward. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. If you have your blocks right there, you can go ahead and move them to the side. Take your right foot, step it back. Step your left foot back. And you're in your high plank again. If you need to come down to your knees for this, feel free. We're going to lift our left foot off the floor a little bit and back down. Use those glutes and that hamstring connection. One more time. Hold your plank, whichever one you've got. Shift your weight forward with an inhale and exhale. Lower your torso all the way down to the mat. Let me scoot back. You can place your hands in front of you so then your head can rest on them. Your hip points are connected to your mat. Your pubic area is pushed down like that pubic bone. Push down, that's going to lengthen your tailbone and your low back. Right now, all of your toes are clicked into the floor. On your next exhale, lift your right leg using that glute hamstring connection again. Inhale it up, exhale it down. And let's switch left side.
Inhale it up. Glute hamstrings lifting it up. Exhale it down. Right leg, inhale up. Exhale down. Left leg, inhale up. Exhale down. Kind of have this as a moving meditation as you flow your inhales and exhales with these movements, taking it nice and slow. One more time on each side. And now just relax here. Like a reverse shavasana. Release, just let everything release into your mat. On your next inhale, you can bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Exhale and push yourself back to a child's pose. Reach those arms long so then you're stretching out your side body. Inhale to tabletop. And we are just going to go ahead and sit down on our bottoms. Swing your legs around in front of you. Feet are on the floor. You're going to press your big toe, your little toe, and your heel down into your mat. Your hands are kind of behind your bottom. Your fingers can point towards your heels if you like, towards your feet, or out towards the side some. Whatever is comfortable for your shoulders and your wrists. On your next inhale, push through your heels and your feet, lifting your bottom up. And your hips are going to go up towards the ceiling. So you're in a reverse tabletop. Push, push, push through those heels. That is what is going to engage that glute hamstring area. And exhale, let's release back down slowly to your mat. And one more time. Inhale, push, 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 push that mat away. Push those hips up towards the ceiling. And exhale, release. Sit up, roll out your wrists a little bit, and then make your way down to your back, wherever is comfortable for you. Your knees are bent. Your feet are still on the floor, the soles of your feet. Your hands can go long beside you to help give you a little bit of support. Tuck your shoulder blades down your spine. We're going to do the same concept of pushing into the mat with our feet, big toe, little toe, and heel, but especially our heel as we lift ourselves up for our bridge. So inhale and push, push, push into the floor, lifting your tailbone, your low back, your mid back, then your upper back. Really push those hips up, and then think of your chest coming towards your chin and not tucking your chin down towards your chest. Really push, 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 strengthening, feeling all that strength you're building in your glutes and your hamstrings. Exhale and release one vertebrae at a time. We're rolling down towards your mat. If you would like a little bit more, take your left foot and place your left ankle on top of your right knee. Flex those left toes really well. Pull those toes back towards your knee, basically. Take your hands, thread them, so then you can reach behind your right thigh and grab a hold of it. If that is too much, you can use a towel or a strap, something like that. If this is enough stretch, you can stay in this position itself. Think about rotating that left knee out. So you can kind of push on your inner thigh a little bit. If you have reached around and grabbed behind your right leg, then you can use your left elbow to kind of open up that left knee, like it's a book. And breathe into your left glute. Breathe out all the tension that's residing there after your flow today. Try to relax your shoulders so they're not scrunched up by your ears. And release that right foot down. We're going to switch sides, so your left foot is on the floor. Your right ankle is going to cross over onto your left knee. Flex those right toes. And again, you can stay right here and push on your right inner thigh to open it up. Or you can have the cats all, have everybody on top of you. Bring that left leg in and wrap your hands behind your left thigh. Again, you can use your right elbow to open up that right leg like a book. And feel that stretch. Breathe into it in that right glute. Try to relax. And release for Shavasana. You can set up for Shavasana however you'd like. If you want to lengthen your legs out, if you want to do a knock-kneed restorative kind, you can do that where your feet are on the edges of your mat and your knees knocked together. If you'd like to put your legs on a chair or use a bolster underneath your knees, that's fine. Whichever option you choose, glide your shoulder blades down your spine. So if you need to lift up your chest a little bit to do that, nestle them down. Just think about just sinking into the floor. You can place your hands beside you, palms up, and close your eyes if you're comfortable. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Release any more tension you may be feeling in your body, in your booty, your hamstrings. Try to sink into the mat a little more. If you have any thoughts popping up, just try to push them aside. It's still your time for your flow. Close down your eyes if you're comfortable and just try to relax as much as you can, sinking into your mat more and more with every exhale. And I'll be back in a minute. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Give a big good morning stretch. Roll your wrists and your ankles. When you're ready, you can roll over onto your side, resting your head and your lower arm like a pillow. Thank yourself for showing up today, for the work you put in, learning some poses, working your glutes and your hamstrings. It's kind of an often neglected area, that little booty crease. On your next exhale, you can push yourself up to seated, crisscross applesauce, or if you're like me and don't have the heart to move your cat off of you, you're still on your back.
Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me today. I would love it if you would like or subscribe to our channel so that we can get in those algorithms for YouTube and share more yoga with the world. If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, something you want a WTH bite on or flow, please drop it below and I will get that taken care of for you in the next round. Again, questions, contact me. Website's truetoyoga.com. Thank you all so much for joining me. May you always stay true in your intentions, true to your heart's desire, and speak loving truth to those around you. Love ya.